My wife and I are really thrilled to be honored by the YILC community for this tremendous dinner. It's really such a privilege. We have tremendous hakaras hatov to the Rav and the entire Kehillah for selecting us for this honor. Over the course of the many years that we've traveled in different places since leaving Canada, we've had the opportunity to daven in a lot of fantastic shuls that really contributed a lot to making us the people that we are today and help propel us along our journey in Yiddishkeit. And YILC is just one of those amazing places where we really find that a lot of the things that we need spiritually and in terms of our family and our community and intellectually, this is the place where we get those things, and we're very grateful.
In the course of joining various shuls in different communities from Toronto and Israel and Binghamton and North Miami Beach and also Surfside, moving to New York was a bit of a challenge. I got a lot of condolences from people when we arrived from leaving Florida, which was kind of funny, but it's true. And one of the things that was noticeably different in the New York community is that people are really high profile and busy, and it's not always the easiest community to make your way into because people have very entrenched relationships and schools and affiliations. So I would like to especially thank Rabbi Trump for when we first arrived, facilitating our entrance into the Kehillah by setting us up with a bunch of different families for Sukkot and the high holidays. And every single one of those families made a tremendous impression on us by their effort to welcome us and to continue to be part of our immediate family through our simchas. Rabbi Teitelbaum and his wife were really, really important for us at a few key points in our school issues and a few other areas that would not have been successfully transitioned or resolved without their assistance. So we have a lot of hakaras hatov, but we also have a lot of simcha and respect for the way that the New York community here in Long Island and YILC has really stepped up to the plate to really show us that it's really a warm community when you get to know them.
There are three main reasons why I really like YILC. The first one is this is a great place to daven. I mean, I love the fact that there's so many minyanim, and I love it that people here are really serious about davening. I mean, we've had tremendous hatzlacha finding minyanim that are very quiet and very focused and really, put the spiritual energy into davening. So I think this is a fantastic place to daven, and I'm especially grateful for that. The second reason why I really love YILC is because this is a tremendous place for intellectual growth. I mean, the people that I've had the opportunity to interact with in my Musar classes, in my history classes, have been really fantastic, amazing questions, challenging questions. I usually try to ask for no hard questions, please, but some of them have been really excellent. And I've learned a lot from the people that I've had the opportunity to interact with here.
When I do come to shul, the Divrei Torah are amazing, and the warmth and the welcome from everybody is always there. And I would like to encourage everybody to really make the effort, because there is a tremendous reward every single time that I do make the effort to make it to shul and to Kehillah and davening and shurim and so forth. So if you are the kind of person like me who is more introverted and sometimes likes to stay home, I get it, and I'm sure that the rabbi and everybody else here gets it, but it really is worth the effort to overcome that inertia and get to shul.
That's great. And I'm also introverted, and I like to stay home too.
Not very much.
But I think the third thing that I wanted to say, the final thing, is that we really enjoy the spiritual leadership in the shul. We learned a lot from Rabbi Teitelbaum, but especially Rabbi Trump. He is a person who is like old wine in a new bottle, and I'm always fascinated with the approach he takes to text. He has a tremendous background in positive psychology in particular, which I find really illuminates the way in which he approaches text. And I've gotten so much from listening to his shiurim in person and online, and we think he's a Rav of phenomenal potential that's just at the beginning of a trajectory of amazing growth, and we're very grateful to be associated with him.
From the time that I met this very special couple over 3 decades ago, it was clear to me immediately that they were on a journey to make a contribution to Klal Yisrael that would be at the top, and they have. and they are, and they should continue to, with HaKadosh Baruch Hu's guidance and help. This is a family that the shul has really chosen wisely, and it's obvious that the young Israel is well aware of who Mishpachas Abramson is, and that's why they chose to honor them. And everybody, all of us, all the members of your shul, and I speak for myself, that we should have the same kind of nachas from our children and grandchildren that the shul is having from Mishpachas Abramson tonight at this dinner. It's well deserved. Mazel tov. They should continue Michael El Choyel, and the shul should continue Michael El Choyel from strength to everlasting strength.
Klal Yisrael is filled with so many amazing people. There are those people that are there visiting the sick. There are others that are preparing packages for the poor, and so many other chesed that is out there. And there's a small group of people, an incredible group of people, that are willing to go on an operating bill, to donate their kidney to save another person's life, even a stranger's life. Ilana Abramson is one of those people. I had the opportunity to be there 2.5 years ago on Erev Yom Kippur, on a day when people are busy trying to improve themselves, make a better year for themselves, do tshuva. And what is she doing? What is her private Erev Yom Kippur? Giving a kidney to somebody else who is in desperate need. This community is blessed to have a couple like the Abramsons, so selfless, so giving. I give a bracha to the entire community, that this community should be a lighthouse of chesed, exporting chesed to all over the world, and the community should continue to grow and become greater and greater every year.
According to the Ramban, therefore, every single shul, every single synagogue in the world is really a mini Har Sinai. Because in a shul there are still those three same components. There is Kedusha, the divine presence, the Shechina. Secondly, the shul is a place of learning of Torah, just like Sinai, where the Torah is revealed to the Jewish people. And third, it's a place of gathering, where we get together, where we join with each other, we have a sense of community, we do acts of chesed and kindness, and we are concerned for each other. So those are the three components of a shul. And your shul is indeed a Har Sinai. And the Har Sinai aspect of your shul is enhanced by having a wonderful family, a couple like Hillel and Ilana Abramson. My wish is that every shul should ultimately be transplanted to the land of Israel and go back to the place of the Beis Hamikdash, which is where Har Sinai truly is. But in the meantime, when we're still here and our shuls are al Tanai, are on condition, as the Gemara says in Megillah, it is wonderful to have a shul in which there is such a wonderful couple like Hillel and Ilana. It's just wonderful that you are there and honoring them, and the truth is their presence honors you and your presence honors them, and it's all an amazing Sinai experience of learning Torah, of kindness and unity, and of the divine presence. To you, Hillel, and to you, Ilana, Mazel Tov on the honor, and it is well deserved, and I feel that the shul is extremely fortunate to have you there.
In terms of our family, chesed has always been very important. We've been on the receiving end of a lot of chesed from some of our extended family and from different kehillas and different opportunities, whether it was academically for my husband through his educational process or through various other adventures that we've had. But I do want to stress that when I was a kidney donor, Erev Yom Kippur in 2019, this kehillah, and especially the Duffler family, really stepped up to the plate to do tremendous things to help us. And from the food bank that Rena Questel coordinates, and the Tomke Shabbos that is we're involved with, and the blood donations that we help with, and Automail, and the bake sales and everything else, there is a tremendous amount of effort by so many people to make this place one of chesed as well as learning. And I think that is a fundamental and core requirement for any community and shul, and we're so blessed to be part of it here.
We're so happy for you, Ima and Abba, and we're so proud of you. Mazel Tov, this is a well-deserved honor. So many of my childhood memories revolve around going to shul. My parents spent, my entire childhood developing and really strengthening this idea that a shul is not just for davening, even though that is, an incredibly important part of shul, but it's like where you develop a community, where you develop Ahavas Yisrael, where you develop Achdus. It's for learning Torah. It's for connecting to other members of the community you wouldn't necessarily hang out with or see. It's for shiurim, it's for family events, it's for panel discussions, it's for learning, and I'm just so proud of my parents for receiving this honor.
We're so proud of you. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, Shver and Nana, on this wonderful honor. We're very excited for you.
Mazel tov, Imanava. It's beautiful to see that YILC is such a nice and warm place for you to daven. We're just so happy for you, and it's a big honor to be your children at this event.
I learned a lot from my mom in these, that she cares about her guests and she cares about the people and she wants them to feel as good as they can in her presence. From my father, I learned this through every time he had a shiur or a lecture or anything like that, or even a book that he was writing, he would always keep a lot in mind of who he was speaking to, right? And that comes down to a lot of things, like even the vocabulary that he uses.
I'm also a fan of my in-laws a lot. Specifically, in the case of my shvercito, my father-in-law, Dr. Abramson, he is always available to answer my questions. I know that he's a very busy man. He works 25 hours, 8 days a week. And, of course, my mamita linda, my amazing mother-in-law, Mrs. Abramson, ever since day one, since the first day I met her, from that first meal, she's always known how to speak to me, how to give me advice, how to listen to me, how to have compassion with me, how to be empathetic. YILC is an amazing shul. Rabbi Trump was there for our wedding during the whole process, so it was great. Gave us amazing advice, and every time I go to YILC, everyone is so kind to me. It's like they've known me for like 65 years, and it's I barely have met any of these people. Everyone's so good to me. So once again, congratulations, Sfercito and Mamita Linda, and you guys definitely deserve it. And once again, thank you so much.
Mazel tov.
To my mother and father, I would like to wish you both a very big Mazel tov. I know this award was very much deserved, and I would like to wish you both much success as you continue from strength to strength.
Hello everyone, I'm Boaz Uziel, the 5th child of the Abramson family.
And I'm Arya Yitzchak, the 6th child of the Abramson family. And by the time they got around to us, they figured out how to do things. It really taught us things like kibbud av v'aim and holding Jewish values as well as just family values, and accomplishing a task with that with 6 kids. Something incredible.
Me and Arye, we grew up within big Jewish communities, but to travel all the way up to Iroquois Falls and see where our father came from, where they're the only Jewish family in town, was really, it put things into perspective. And especially with our mother and our father there, all of the effort we went through just to get there and to see what it must have been like for our grandparents on a day-to-day basis, just to get kosher food, just to observe a Jewish tradition here and there, really showed the amount of personal motivation and dedication that our grandparents had, and was then passed on to our mother and our father, and it really made an impact.
We are here because of previous generations and their efforts to bring us to this stage in our life, and we always remember with gratitude and respect the sacrifices that all of our parents made, our grandparents, great-grandparents, and the Rebbeim and the Rebbitzins and everybody who was along our path of getting to this stage.
My wife and I really want to thank so many of our family and friends who have traveled to be here with us today.
And also those on Zoom too.
And those who have traveled virtually on Zoom to participate with us. I regret personally that neither Ilana's parents nor my father, Olav Shalom, could be here with us in person tonight. And my mother, who is on the other side of the Canadian border, still in lockdown in her assisted living facility, we think of her daily, and we hope that we enshrined as best we can the values that they hope to convey to us.
We are so grateful to everybody who participated, and we're thrilled that you're here to enjoy the fantastic food and the ambiance and the music and everything that's so amazing about the evening. And again, thank you so much for all of the effort that was placed into organizing the event and the invitations and the scroll of honor and everything else that goes into the dinner.
Did you see the scroll of honor?
No, not yet.
I didn't see the scroll of honor.
Anyways, thank you again.
Like
we really appreciate it. And Anna and Mike, thank you really, especially for showing up in person. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
You know, that's really the best thing is to have our family together with us in our community and celebrate together.
We're part of a long chain and tradition, and we hope that our children and grandchildren continue that in that path, and Yot Hashem, going forward, that everything should go well for Klal Yisrael as well. Thank you.
We hope we have the opportunity to celebrate for many, many years in the future.